Good evening, everyone. It is 9 p.m. here in Tokyo on... Oh, goodness, excuse me. March?
Whatever month it is.
It's the M month. May 17th, 2024. Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Pocky Tank Free Entertainment, episode 53? 52. 52, I think. 52? I'm not sure anymore. Hold on.
Episode more than 3.
My mouse is not working. What the heck? There we go. 52. Episode 52. We'll be doing role quests and more Post-MSQ today. So that'll be cool. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Welcome to the stream if you're watching. If you're not watching, I guess I'm not sure why I'm welcoming you. Two notes from news. Yesterday they did the producer's letter, and for American players of Final Fantasy XIV, there's a Mountain Dew collaboration started yesterday. Well, I guess it started yesterday for folks back home. You buy Mountain Dew in bottles. In the caps will be little serial codes worth 100 or 200 points apiece. And you can turn them in for digital stuff in-game and real stuff like sweatshirts and stuff like that through a special website. So I believe 600 points is a mount called, and I did not make this up. Do not blame this on me, or thank me because it's not, otherwise not me. The Mountain Zoo. It is a very big green bird thing. That's a zoo, ZU. They also have. You can also trade 100 points in for bottles of Mountain Dew. It looks like in game. I'm gonna guess they're consumables for XP or something like that. I might get one of those just because I think it's funny. I'm gonna have someone back home buy me some Mountain Dew or something, and then VPN to the site because the site is blocked outside of America. I believe it's like mtngaming.com or something like that. I can look it up if people care, but the other bit of news is, unfortunately, if you look up there, the PC goals changed from $1,000 to $1,100 because, smart guy that I am, I forgot that computers require operating systems and did not budget for that.
So,
Hi, Kalisa.
but was a silly.
I felt a little silly, yes. In any case, so the final goal is $1,100. I also extended the date for 9 more days to go to the, I want to say 18, 19, 26th. So, if there are things you would like, if you want to donate, and you want to see me do some silly things on stream or whatever, the list is out there on the down here on the Twitch page. If you donate, please let me know what you want me to do. So far, no one has said anything, which I guess I feel appreciate somewhat, but on the other hand,
I think that means it's dealer's choice, kid.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Any case, if nothing else, I've got enough for everything but the new video card, and the current video card works well enough, so I can still build the machine except for the video card. So we'll see. But here's hoping. Any case, let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to be doing the caster DPS role quest, and that'll be the 4th and last one for Shadowbringers, and I think something else happens after that, but we'll see. For now, let's go ahead and start it up. Hello, Serig. Hollow Pursuits. Serig is eyeing you inquisitively. Let me guess. You're standing in front of Serig, bounty hunter non-parel, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Phronosis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? Fron, what's this? If I didn't know better, I could have sworn you just suggested that you're familiar with Phronosis. But that couldn't be. No sinner worth of salt could be so ignorant. I think I forgot. Sorry. Allow me to elaborate. Phronosis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin eater. He's one of the nastiest Roma's ever seen, formed from the remains of one of those God's damned warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled from the bowels of the deepest hell to being buried for nigh on a century. The tales are true. People have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was turned into a sin eater, Phronosis was none other than the Archmage's Nailbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Amarang, he's already preyed upon far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fill the fiend single-handed and clean the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess a rather specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, would you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me at Amarang. I mean to set up for there shortly. Alright, well, let's go to, Amarang. Mordsuk. Still a little embarrassed that I thought that was Mord soup at first, way back in the day. Alright. And off you fly. So hope folks are doing well tonight. Well, this morning, I guess. And having a good Friday. I'll be playing a little bit longer than usual tonight, probably, because I actually have nothing planned tomorrow for once. At least not during the day. Not early day. Might do something for dinner. Who knows? Here we are. Hey, Serig. So you can...
Now playing on Apple.
Okay, if I say hello blank, my iPhone decides to think that I'm trying to activate Siri. I have to keep that in mind from now on. That was hilarious. So you came. It's good to see someone who doesn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another Sin Eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronosis, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me that you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. So you want me to go kick this thing's butt? Alright, fine. Giga Tender. The Sin Eater isn't far from here. I can feel it. Track it down and let's see what you're capable of. Alright. There are no spells I can cast alike. Alright. Being a caster is always tough for me. I always feel so vulnerable. And cast times are not my thing. Hey, Sarek, how was that? Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seem to find myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Phronosis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? I don't know if I even nodded or not yet. That's the spirit. Now, there's more you should know before you proceed. Come with me to Mordsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. Alright. Pardon me, by the way. My allergies are still going, so I might have to wipe my nose once in a while. Apologies for that. From other news, they showed the job animations for Dawn Trail. The trailer's up on YouTube now, and they look pretty cool, honestly. Like some of the new spells and abilities and such. So, all right, Sarek. You know, they talked about them last night during the producer's letter also, and you know, everyone's getting a new ability, of course. Some of the classes are getting like their abilities trimmed down a little bit to make it easier to play, stuff like that. So I don't remember everything, unfortunately, but there should be lists out there at this point by the various fan sites and such. Welcome to Mordsuk, my friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was, before Phronosis showed up and started preying on unwitting travelers. Hence the bounty, you see. I don't know what's wrong with my reading tonight. Hello? There we go. The lucrative reward has attracted the lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next. Yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronosis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors that they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. That's kind of messed up. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronosis before he summons forth the Hollows. Excuse me. Which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire Slow down. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. That's yikes. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. Hi. I'm the next guy. And yet there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronosis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning Hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronosis simply summons the Hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount, of which I'll see this much. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there were a way to neutralize the Hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Phronosis himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Spinnaker. Your easy triumph over the Spinnaker. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the Hollows, it's you. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Yay, XP. Sarek has made a breakthrough of sorts. Ah, there you are. Your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronosis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry. I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from far. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar. Shadow the Sin Eater. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes, and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant. Wow. I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronosis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide a berth we must keep from the fiend so as to not be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite the best at a repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty looking sandskin Sibylle. Wow, lurking about the ether here. And I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. Alright, Miyuki, let's go beat up one of these sandskin thingies. Oh, excuse me. For any folks who are in the Chicago area watching this, Anime Central is this weekend, and while I haven't staffed it in a while, I hope it still have a lot of fun.
What did it? I did what in a while?
Hold on a second, Christopher.
What?
Staff. I used to be staff for a convention called Anime Central, Christopher.
Oh.
Alright. So far, these are pretty normal quests. Nothing unusual has happened yet. I wonder what's going to happen when I finish this quest and have all 4 of the role quests done. I do need to level up this job and two others to level 90. It's not a guy. There you are. There's Sarek. There you go, dude. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. It cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. Sibyllis tendon. Perfect. Wow, why am I so sleepy? Yes, I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us a suitable lookout point? Phronosis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. Sure thing. Final Fantasy is the king for me. I don't remember the actual song. The chocobo. Sorry, folks. Let's see. People are actually watching. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, those of you who are not bots. Alright, let's see here. Wow, dude's missing an arm. Ho there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you found us the perfect light. Wow, Richard. A-E-U-A-O, A-E-U-A-O, A-B-C-D-E, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. More Cryptomancer. And yeah, this is the last one I need to do for Shadowbringers. Oh, aha, there be the bastard. Look closely now, and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own 2 eyes. It's nice to know that even as a Sin Eater, he still has cast times. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Renosis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before he has a chance to investigate the hollows. He's searching for something, feels like. Which is why he's making the hollow black hole thingies. And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin out and trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Clank, clank, clank. And in he goes. Just as I expected. Gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. I was there last week. Teehee. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this is a shiver up the spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look like you've seen a ghost. Yeah, a black hole. Let's get close. Ah! A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please help me. Help me get out of here. Crescent this morning, and you know, let's not. Are you alive, or are you a void sent? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees, not even an aether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what in God's name is it saying? The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside, with no aether current to follow? Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Not unlike what would happen if an aetherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute.
That nightmare.
Yeah, really. Wait a minute. What if there was some way you could channel your aether to the void? Might that not allow your aetheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we go about that. Well, I am a wizard. I am a mage right now. Let's give it a shot. Hmm? You reckon you could do just that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. For I am the warrior light and a red mage. Haha. Wicked white. I knew you're an ordinary sinner, but even still you find ways to surprise me. You never asked our name, dude. By the way. Nice, Crescents. Well, I'll be. Okay. Where am I? Emaciated child. Oh man, I bet you're hungry and thirsty. Holy crap. Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition is left with more questions than answers, huh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Mordsuk and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. So far, this guy seems to be like the most normal, upstanding of the four role quest NPCs. No, I take that back. The guy who I did Machinist with, he was pretty cool. He was actually pretty normal too. Our dwarf friend was not bad, but just a little odd. And then the other dude was like a little too caught up in the whole I'm the best. Nice. Yeah, you know, not all dwarves are drunk, just, you know, many of them. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded. At least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? Yeah, he did go through a pretty strong character art, actually, so... I mean, that was actually, I really like that quest chain. You know, they've all been good, honestly, these so far. This one just seems to kind of be the most, like, straightforward and normal so far, I guess. There's much we must ask him when he wakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? As a matter of fact, you don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, kid. I'm jesting, friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not. I'll manage somehow. Yeah, that's true, admittedly. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale. Blah, blah. He does look terribly pale after all. Man. What the hell's wrong with my mouth today? He does look terribly pale after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first? After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all! I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Welcome to parenthood. 74, so 74, 76, 78, so 4 more questions to go. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake, and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tanner, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half-arsed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Mord's suit, in the hopes that the sights might help him jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? Alright, let's go find the kid. Hey there, Tanner. I realize this is something of a detour, but we simply can't leave a poor amnesic orphan to fend for himself now, can we? Let's find the boy a safe home as soon as we can. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the nether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carrier examined him and said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tanner here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from. Only the darkness. Hi, you're the kid version of our enemy here, probably. Probably. I hope I'm wrong. No need for apologies, boy. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were drifting in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible. Or is it? You'd be surprised.
Let me tell you a story.
You know something I don't, friend? Worry not. I won't pry for details. Good, because that would take a long time to explain everything.
How many days do you have to sit here and listen to me talk?
Don't be ridiculous, nervous sweating. Nice. Ah well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do. Namely, finding the boy here at home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You truly do that? For me? But the two of you already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ha! It's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are, and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in this world, with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you're of their blood, or simply receive their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. Where'd my mouse go? There we go. If that is truly so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Marge Sook in the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tanner's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. Alright.
This must have sounds from someone to Tressa from Octopath.
Maybe. This came out first, though. Actually, did it? No, maybe not.
It's hard to tell.
There we go. I've looked at the dates. Impressive how teenagers managed to keep themselves together, eh? The boy's mature beyond his years, no doubt. The two of you are far too kind. I cannot thank you enough. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon. But I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Mordsuit, I stopped over an inn at Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As Sekiris told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells, could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Ferocis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he be my father? We must go to him at once. Agreed. I don't hope that the man is... No, there's no point in presuming the worst. Let's make for the inn and see what the curious there can tell us. Oh. Alright. I forgot there's no thank you emote in the game, which is kind of weird, but oh well. Oh yeah, that's the other news. Is they're bringing back the Japanese KFC collaboration. Unfortunately, you have to have a Japanese account for it to work, I believe. I'm pretty sure that when I managed to get the code from a friend, and it did not work due to my account being an American account, so... I just hope whatever we find here puts a smile on the poor boy's face. My father is here? But this place is... Well, that's the thing is, you can't. The Mountain Zoo code is for American accounts only. They're not going to work for the Japan accounts, as far as I can tell. They've region locked all these codes for various reasons, so... We won't know if the codes for Mountain Dew work for Japanese accounts yet. I should ask around though. No, it'd be hilarious. Like that would be great, honestly. You know, people, trading codes, sure. Psst. I got zoo if you got chicken. Ho there. I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in the question has already been found. This is him. Right here. Yeah, I wanted the pizza code, but no one I knew was using DoorDash or whatever it was at the time, so Grubhub or whatever. What? So it wasn't my father after all? This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family? Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped... Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But of course. Yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it is not. That means either myself or Celeste here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me, take my mind off things. Not a bad idea, if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Tina would rather be with someone his own age. Take his mind off things? Speaking of which, how's the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. Oh, he's become a sin eater. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he was living. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Working we should also find someone to look after Tina as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and a deadly sin eater is still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tina for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Very well, but we must see that he is safe. Aye, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a friendly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. He'll be able to direct us. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry. It's my decision, and I intend to take responsibility for it. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. What the heck? Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts. And Tina's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come by one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turned into a sin eater too? Tina's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin eater already. Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody can blame either of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tina before it comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west, and you take the east. Be careful out there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's lovely. All right, let's save Tina. Scissor jaws. That's a big thing there. Hey, dude. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst. But I see you fight everything under control. Everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me. I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories. And then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The care who examined you told me as such. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning to a sin eater than Celesta or me. Famous last words. Is that so? That's good to hear. But I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that, he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad. And you've both been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. I see. Now it's your turn, trainer. And do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of logic is the equal of my own. Oops. Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there's no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Albert. I shall try my best. Wait. Nilbert? Okay, so it's not our erstwhile Sin Eater, it's his friend. We pulled his friend out of his memory or something. Wicked White. Are you alright, Celesta? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains, my head hung low in shame. Then Nilebert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Nilebert, why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we've got much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Alright, back to town. We have much to discuss, but first we should let the two boys make their own peace. I do hope you'll forgive me. Tanner, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for acting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarian with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit? I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now, let's return to Morgsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. Alright. The heck is going on with my computer here? Excuse me. Goodness, excuse me again. Oops. I cannot help but feel I made a promise to that boy in my memories. Albert, was it? As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Taylor's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that what Celeste described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Albert that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none of the very man who became Phronosis. One of those God's damned warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence? Another boy with the same name. But no, judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more, about Albert and myself. Hello? I don't want to have to stop this stream because of technical issues. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Albert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious! And yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Albert did, it could also explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I maybe will help you find a way to close the shadows. The hollows. You'd be a real lifesaver if you did, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meanwhile, don't worry. Celeste and I will see that you're safe. I just dozed off for a second there. I'm sorry, folks. I thought Tina was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself, or back when he's still a man, this can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronosis. We must keep him safe, and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tina's memories to come back to him. That is to say, if it's alright with you, lad? I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Hey, Yuzu. Welcome to the stream. Look, lad. I've only known you for a short while, but I can tell you've got a good heart, and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this. No more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Celesta? When did I tell you my name? Oh, whatever. I see. Thank you, Sarag. Thank you, Celesta. I will aid your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. Three more quests to go. You and Sarag have shown me no end of kindness. I will do all my power to recover my memories and return the favor in whatever way I can. Sarag has good tidings he would share with you. Good. Good news, friend. Tina here has told me his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad. What is it? Pop, pop, pop. Pardon 1 second, folks. Stretch, stretch, stretch. As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Nalbert and I were born to members of a great... Let me try that again. Nalbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nalbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Okay, why kids? So many great beasts from beyond our world? You're a mage, Celesta. Is that even possible? Perished the thought, huh? Void Scent? Never heard of them, but I'll hit that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet, I don't understand. Why ever would they use 2 young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our master sought to summon. The beasts our master sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our master set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to oh, jeez, not one of these again. And so our master set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest member of the consortium to one another, in hopes they would bring forth children of therefore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born. And Nalbert. Indeed. Even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. Great. Yeah, no kidding. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Yeah. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Celeste called me back into this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Albert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Albert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not. I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the Hallows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the Hallows Phronosis so enjoy summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Oh ho! Now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronosis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm. Alright. Alright, Miyuki, let's go. Ever wonder what the world looked like in those days before the flood? I suppose we can ask the boy. Duty calls. Commence battle for Nalbert's Lament. Here we go. Wicked White, you did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I will need further training before I can face. Hi. Oh boy. Phronosis! Where in the hell did that bastard come from? He seems unimpressed. Damn it, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. Uh-oh. No, Albert. These are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. Nice. Nullified it enough that he could get away. Oh, now? Really? This isn't good. The cave-in's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What'll it be? I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead? Hello? Jeez. Second, folks. I don't know what's going on with my mouse here. Wow, that's what I'm gonna... Holy crap, come on. There we go. Ha! Spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. Bah! I told you splitting was a bad idea. If Brandon and Brenda Ray were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Silva. Let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamet, you're certain that we slay this monstrosity, the Cavens will cease? According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day as the tremors began. Its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies. Trust me. Then I suppose we best make short work of this. Then I suppose we best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you're so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Why indeed? At any rate, unless you might stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can all agree on. And so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. And thus our merry band grew in size. Ronkin Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Flare. Oh boy. it's like playing Black Mage, and I have no idea how to play Black Mage.
Not that hard.
Yeah, you... It seems we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, so gotta play wonky Black Mage until this is done. What's this? Are these deeper within? We really should have asked for a map. Not that it would have been much use after all the cave-ins. Trudon. Like Trogdor, maybe? Wow. So think you could manage on your own mage? Perhaps it would have been more of a struggle than I expected. That's him. He only drinks of the mind's other. Alright, let's put this oversized ball out to pasture. So, Naibo, you're with me. My magics are yours, for now. Have a dot. Alright. Come on. forever to kill. Well, there we go. All 59%. Burner in the countryside, burner in peasants. We were fighting something called Troubadour earlier, so it's become kind of a thing. Before, honestly, it's an epic AoE ability, so. Bovian. Very on the nose. Take cover behind the rocks. Mental note, don't stand next to the tank unless you are a tank yourself. Sorry about being quiet right now, so I kind of focus on the fight here. I don't have to do it all over again. Yay! We've done it. Now to find ourselves the way out. Me and my big mouth. The tremors continue? But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and it's either returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Ah, yes. The crystal courses with not inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of aether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature drawn here by the stone. As was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone's been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of aether it causes now is so vast and overwhelming, it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the aether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. There's no time. What can we do? Tanner, my friend. He's doing the honorable thing. Damn it. Damn it all! The tremors have stopped. Tanner, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. That stone was yours. The stone was yours to do. The stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who might enjoy it. So, what say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we might just stumble upon a way to rescue your Tanner. I would like that very much. Tanner, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions. And for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent me theirs. And there we go. Celessa, are you alright? Worry not, Phenosis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while I was distracted by Tanner's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awakened on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mordsuc before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. After I turn this quest in, I'm going to take a quick 2-second break to stretch and wake myself up a little bit more, folks, so... Maybe I won't play this past midnight tonight, jeez. Ah. Could it be that Nalbert came back for me? It does seem to be the case, kid. Goodness, excuse me. You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin eater in plain sight. Let me guess. You had another one of your visions, didn't you? Exposition, exposition, exposition. White, take me. So that's how Nalbert and Albert met up. It just goes to show that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Nalbert made it his life's mission to save Tainer here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the aetheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone, and his own cause, to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place. Why he still summons the hollows that he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a sin eater, and bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what was once Nybert still haunts the wastelands, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of sin eaters and warriors of light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Nilebert and this Phronosis were one and the same. When our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant, I knew it without question. This was my friend. A friend who had been searching for me all these years. At last, I know what I must do. I must stop Phronosis, that my dear friend may finally find peace.
It's a good look for her.
Took me a while to figure it out. Bikini armor for all those classes.
I mean, we'll have words about the bikini armor later, but I follow.
Let me have this one thing. Come on. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronosis' hollow away from Sereg, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close him up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I have no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh?
That was a hell of a bow.
But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say Phronosis. While this might be a simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the While this might be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. Summon the Sin Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies, and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Celeste and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. Alright. I'm going to take a second to stretch for a minute or two, folks, really fast. I'll be back Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, wow.
Good night, folks.
So much for waking up.
I've had my snack. I'll run away again.
Thank you, honey.
Night, everyone.
Chris says good night, everyone. Katie says good night as well. But yeah, I'll be back in just 1 second. Just need to stretch and maybe powder my nose really fast too, as it were. Be right back. Oh, honey, I talked to Chris about tomorrow, and he said that he'd be okay with the pizza place. So I figure we hit our respective places and then find a park nearby or something like that to eat at or something. Depending on the weather.
Lovely weather these days.
Yep. Alright, folks, and we're back. There we go. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Goodness gracious. Feed the bird. Tainer's Training Day. Espresso con panna. Sarah is concerned about the progress of Tainer's training. Oh, excuse me. That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you've gained much strength since we last met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer's managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he's regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there's one aspect of his training that yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle of Phronosis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. That's a good thought, kid. Actually, thinking about putting that in, taking that into account. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds. Then he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone. Sorry, folks. His command of magic in the process. And yet, it must give a wide berth of Amarang. Were we to encounter Phronosis before we're fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? Wow, Richard. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there's much the boy can learn from your example. Excellent. Then let's make for Lakeland. The beast in the forest of the lost shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Alright. Wow. As long as I don't fall asleep in the middle of the fight, I guess. Goodness. No, the Coke should be enough, honestly. fort job. This is what I meant by changing my lenses. I'm getting sleepier earlier than I used to. Which is the reverse of most people, which makes me worry about my own weird biology, but oh well.
Fine, you just need to sleep better.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the lenses. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You come back out there and I'll beat you this time.
By the way, don't forget to wash the note in tomorrow.
Yes.
You keep asking me to remind you.
Once like 4 days. Yeah. That's fine. Simple required.
The bridges.
The best part about tomorrow?
Hmm.
There's nothing at school.
Yep.
That's the best part about tomorrow.
This outfit was a gift from Sarek. Do you think it suits me? There's also that too. Since Japan doesn't do daylight savings, though, I wonder if that's I don't know. We try to make sure that we have the windows open so I can actually see outside and such. So pretty slick caster's outfit there. Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to... Something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Celesta? Not only are they stylish, well, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within... I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Sarek. Isn't he the best? You've got a big brother now. Congratulations. It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. Seize every advantage if we're going to triumph over our foe. Row. But enough idle chit-chat. We have the work to do. Celesta, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. I run at the guy and hit him, and I yell at him until he hits me. And then everyone else hits him and he dies. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own, now can we? Yeah, well. So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Celeste show you how it's done. Of course. It's an actual Wolverine, okay. We're done. Okay. Nice work, friend. If you have any further advice for the boy, please share it with him. That was incredible. The sheer destructive power of your spells. The way you seamlessly waved one incantation after the next. Everything. But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Proper sequence. But of course. Thank you, Celesta. I will endeavor to put everything I've learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. Please don't get killed, kid. Oh my god, really? Drat, where do I... No, that's not... Curses! Just stay still so I can hit you already! Which Final Fantasy is this? Is this 2 or 3? Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Or is this 5? Right. Focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow! That smarts! Oh my goodness. Gah! I've seen enough of this. Oh, okay. That might be why then. I thought it was like one of the former Final Fantasy combat musics, but maybe it's just for the Sprout Hall. It feels like it was heard from 2 or 3, though. I don't know. Forgive me, friend. I was beginning to fear for the boy's dignity, if not his life. Oh, Tainer. Well, you know, hey, first try, right? You know. Right, yeah. Oh dear, that didn't go nearly as well as I had hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Celeste's lead, but when the savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed, it is not the strength of your magic that's the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Celeste? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Believe in yourself, all will be fine. Thank you. I'm sure you are right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. I like how, even though he's a spellcaster, you were still hearing, like, punching noises, like he's hitting it with the staff. Good job, kid! I did it! The battle is won! Do 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 do. Now that's how you wobble Wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You know, I've been wondering about that. Like, in WoW and other games where you've got a caster, they can always at least punch or stab or smack the enemies with their melee weapon. Not that it's, like, suggested ever, but I don't know if I've ever seen a caster use their weapon, like, in combat. Other than red mages and the stabby bits. And that's even then, that's specifically magic stabby, so... Okay, so it's possible. I rarely play my caster. I rarely play casters, so. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you or Celeste, and without you and Celeste here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you learn becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? The boy fights with awareness and composure. I do believe he's earned himself a respite, and some more worthy opponents next time around. That was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet, thanks to you and Serg, I feel I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time you find your more worthy foe. Let us return to Mord Sook and plot our next course of action. getting close to our, the last quest. Sweet. I feel like this is going faster than the other ones did for some reason. I must say, that training session was most exhilarating. There's nothing quite like the feeling of vanquishing fearsome foes and gaining confidence with every thrilling victory. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Celesta. Hells, I dare say old Sarah here could learn a thing or two from you. You've taught him not only to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it's just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronosis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you excuse me, I'd best go write down all I've learned today while it's still fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole him from his This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronosis, and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it's a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainer's sake, and for the sake of all those who call Umarang home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close in hand, and we must be ready. A tearful reunion. Sarah worries for Tainer, who has been acting strangely of late. Well, look who's back, and looking for more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Tainer's command of his magic has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronosis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him. And see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you? Hey, buddy. Oh, hello there, Celesta. Is there something I can do for you? Sarah was worried about me, you say? That is kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I am finally ready to face my old friend in battle. And it is all because of you. You just call me Big Sister. No worries, kid. And yet, there's a fear growing inside of me. A fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronosis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their lives as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Sarah suffered the same fate as Nalbert, the only three friends I've ever known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core. We got you, kid. You are right. I mustn't forget that I have two strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nalbert find peace. But that isn't the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Serg for all you've given me. Not only did the two of you bring me back to this world, you instilled in me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet, when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures with new companions. Worry not. I will not hold you back or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all three of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Tainer. You can do this. Sorry. Perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Serg that I'm ready. Poor kid. He's probably like 13, 12. I mean, I get that, you know, high stakes and everything else, but come on. I want to start, Celesta Town, where all the people that, have befriended my character can, live together and be safe or something like that. I asked Serg what he intends to do after the battle's over, but he just scowled and told me to focus on the task at hand. Do you think he's feeling sad about us splitting up too? Don't tell him I said this, of course. I had the feeling Serg was going to be like, we can stick the other kid. I'm your dad now. Or big brother or whatever. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Fernosis? I am. Let's put an end to this nightmare and set Nalbert and the people of his land free. That's the spirit. Alright. The plan is to lure Fernosis to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Fernosis to a wide open space, where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you are ready, let us away at once. It's time for a duty. Oops. Need to be able to fly first. There we go. Huh. I forgot this little camp here existed. All right. Really? No. Go away. I do not feel like dealing with you. I couldn't be more proud of how much Tainer has grown since we first met him. Why, he's like the summer I never... Enough, chit-chat, eh? This one I never write. Okay. We have a battle to fight. I am ready. Let us begin. Here we go. Over there. It's him. Yes. I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Nope. Give it up, Nilebert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Nilebert? Your long nightmare, and ours, shall end this day. It'd be hilarious if this turned into an actual turn-based battle. Here we go. Oh. Ah. Good job, kid. Ow. Oh, this is gonna suck. There we go. I don't really understand how Red Mage works after the, other than the alternating spells back and forth, so. Whew! Oh, I see, okay. Well, we did it. Right. Forgive me, Tana. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with a stone and used its power to rescue you as I always had? What if I had run off with the stone and used its powers to rescue you as I'd always intended? What adventures might we have shared? Oh, I see, Crescents. Okay. I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to a far more when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew was nothing compared to what you had suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in the cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Nalbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fiber of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magics down upon me. It would all be worth it just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Stop it, Nalbert. Please, stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Celeste here who brought me back to this world. But it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You needn't worry about me no longer. So please, rest peacefully. Man, these have all been really good. Just, man. Call me crazy, but damned if the boy's words didn't actually get through to him. It's over. At last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Albert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal, that my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach an Albert, simply saying them aloud give me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more sin eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say. After that battle I could use a rest. But I reckon Celestia here could as well. Shall we head back to Board Suit? Here we go. We did what we had to. I have no regrets. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, I'm happy to report the tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nalbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book of this chapter of my past. Every day, I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole. But... I'm a bad person, sorry. I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you on our side. So tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Celeste have trained me well, and I am quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land, and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Celestia here's permission. This is a thought I had, but... what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. That's why I figured where all the money was going to go. You owe me one. You're God's damned right I do. Anytime you have a need of a skilled marksman, you know where to find me. Don't you worry. There'll still be some coin left over for the both of us. My friends, I can never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy of your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Sereg. Thank you, Celesta. For as long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Sereg, you could not possibly mean... Of course I'm saying it. So, what'll it be? Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. Then I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. On that note, I do believe my new partner and I off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it would be a good place to say our proper farewells. Alright. So back to the Crystarium. I have all these buttons and I don't know what they do. So I noticed there's these 3 red crystals down here. I don't know when to use them. I feel like I should put Swift Cast there actually, but oh well. Maybe I'll do that. If anyone knows what the 3 red crystal things are for, I would appreciate an explanation because I have no idea. Like, I should probably look at the abilities here. Look at the traits, actions. For thunder, for arrow, jolt 2. Right here, these 3 crystals right here. Contra 6. That's bad. For flare or for holy as a combo action. I wonder if that's... I see. For flare. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Right, that part I get. Like, I would zip in with Corpocore, Coracore, and then Riposte, Cherchois, Redoublement, and these are different things. So many buttons. God. Active help, there we go. Oh, I'll look at it later. I swear this mouse is gonna get me killed one of these days. The path ahead will not be an easy one, but there's one thing I know. Where I once feared the future, now I welcome it. Ah, Celessa. Glad you could join us. Tane and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one, but there's only so much I can teach him. The rest will have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world, and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'll not be adverse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our... Blah, 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 blah. Yes, Somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Oh, I get all of them. Nice. Speaker for the wise. Well, good to see you in one piece, Celesta. I wasn't sure what to expect when I headed down outside to investigate the commotion, but I sure as hell didn't expect to see you flying down that cliff. They say you're on your way to settling the score with your nemesis. And judging by your peaceful expression, I reckon you've done just that. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. I still have to do blue mage stuff one of these days. I'll mess with that later. Shadow, walk with me. Is that attached to the... Well, I finished all the role quests. There it is. Mana stacks are gained by executing riposte and by casting spells. Okay, cool. I'll take that quest in a second then. The balance gauge turns that. Okay, so mana stacks are these right here, I guess. So I do the sword stuff. Verflare and Verholy, which would be these two get turned to Verflare and Verholy, I guess. I wonder why this one's... Right. There I I'll worry about that later. Alright, level 80, huh? If I'm gonna do any of these as a level 80 class, let's do this as machinist then. Get some experience points for this class. Well, if it isn't the great hunter herself. As if you didn't know, all four of the Cardinal Virgins lay low, all with your help. You're the talk of the stairs, Celesta. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts the change was on the horizon. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends. You surpassed my wildest expectations. Not mine, Glenard. When I first laid eyes on her, I had an inkling that she was the hero we'd been waiting to come along. Ha! Easy to claim after the fact. If you'd indulge me, though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. Several months later. My word, there's so much more to it than I realized. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody things. Gods, though. The things you learned about the Warriors of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. And for all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't understand it all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Elm, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Now. I'll thank you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers, and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Yes, dear. What would I ever do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well. I'll leave you to entertain her. But don't think we won't having that drink someday. Celessa, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. I don't think you need to, but... With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues. The devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet with me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I'll be waiting there until you do. Wait, what? What was that, tall lady? I gotta fight someone else? Shadow walk with me. Okay. Okay, up to the Amuro launch then. Now I'm worried. You came, as I knew you would. Never met a mystery you could leave well enough alone. Or a demon that you could let live, am I right? And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake. To cut them down would be just and proper. The act of a goodly person. And that is just what you are. I can see that. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen Warriors of Light, for instance. Of course, right about now, you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them, and bade you join them in their quests. I alone knew what had to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see it. I alone knew what needed to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many miles ahead of us still. To Coluzia and the Codger's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there. Well then, okay, I guess this is definitely, curiouser and curiouser. to an abandoned house, huh? You're accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here's where it began. Where Arbert first met Lumet. Still young and lacking in experience, possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Rendere. And one other, an elven woman, not half bad with a sword. Oh my god! The lady who winked at Nile, oh my god. Or not winked, but kind of smiled when you, in that one flashback with, oh my god, okay. Ah, perhaps you're already asking the question. Who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed, after adding in Albert, there does seem to be one too many. Yeah, I've been thinking about that, actually. Like, right here. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history. And her name was Silva. Your mom? Though I doubt I need to convince you of this truth. When you walked into Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere, to Amarang and the Fields of Amber. Either she's her, or she's her daughter or something. And either way, I'm feeling really, uncomfortable with all this. You saw the true villain's face in the memories, and I told you her name in Clusa. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Nalbert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines. And there she is back there. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nalbert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed a hold of a curious stone. A stone brimming with untold aether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. Which is the one we just did. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. Very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with a choice between one's life and countless others, Nalbert wept and shattered the stone. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nalbert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. But as Nalbert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silva looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes, brave and true. His sacrifice had sparked the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not. All will become clear in time. Come with me to Raktika, to the city of swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. The depth of her treachery. We love rituals in this game. Yeah, well. Alright. Miss Celessa, you're here. Does that mean Mistress Matoya? Nope, she's not coming back. Not yet. Sorry, kid. We're working on it still. Nope, not joining your fate. Y'all have a nice day. Alright. This place too is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past. After the events in Amarang, Ardbert and his companions grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another they came to Ratika. For Renda, yeah. While here, the hunter Renda Ray learned of the notorious mark, Balam Keats, was near, and so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balam Quits had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades, so terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balam Quits alone, and would surely have died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nalbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Hadolin. And from that fate forward, Renda Ray swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumph and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was. That moment would define what she became in life, and in death. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Silva looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours, to Ilmeg and Li Kia. And here, okay, we go to the tank one. So we did magic DPS, this was physical DPS, and now off to yeah, this was the tank. I believe this was the tank quest where we learned about the kingdom before everything. everything. Man, the rain definitely makes it feel very atmospheric with this whole situation. Okay. As beautiful now as it was then. You saw it too. Would you not agree? With the death of Balam Kitz, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Vobert. Vobert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague. Innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself. And with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Volbert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice, and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. That one was the worst, honestly. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Decalcine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer, Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tamara and the last chapter of our fate tale await. Lady, I don't have to fight you. All these dwarves. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Words of their deeds in Vobert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew even larger, ever larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. And here was the healer one. They pressed deeper into the depths of Rakdika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lamet came to a crossroads, for in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, want to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions may be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. Balamut would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. God, that sucked so bad. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in the ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she loved and made her choice, though it pained her terribly in ways only a dwarf could understand. And Hadelin, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any the value of life, a healer that knew more than any the value of a life, and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon then, very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers, the Shadowkeeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Nordvand to an unknown end. If the warriors of light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? The answer to that waits us in Lakeland, our final destination. The villain yet walks along the Celesta, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxton Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Why are you the villain, lady? Like, what is going on? You know what? For me fighting a boss, I'm gonna do it as a paladin, even if it is slower. She says she has, you know... Oh boy. Damn you, Silva. We were comrades in arms. Friends. That we were and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper! What in the hell's with this all for? For you. For every one of you. To forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her companions. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save its friend no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. Oh my god. A disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And their leader, an adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. Oh my god. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its soul saved. Silva! The hell is going on? Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift is a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see. If not what we want to, or when. Mother's gift? Excuse you? They knew me as Silva, but my real name, it doesn't matter. Like you, I'm not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. My home, oh, hey, what? My own, the 13th, fell too dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it. The boy, Unakahal, I have glimpsed him from your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of the Ashians, and that I might redress the balance, I chose to come here and hasten the joining of worlds. A shard subsumed by dark demands a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will start to achieve equilibrium. But there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ashes made it clear that it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. I would play the part of a comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness, and extinguish the radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Ashians who called themselves Mitron and Logrif were confident it would succeed. And indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. Kinda hard to sometimes, yeah. It was not meant to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. The rest you know. He set up Mitron and Logrif and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they had set out to. They accomplished. He set up Mitron and Logrif and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve. And then the flood came and washed it away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows, and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death, then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day years ago, my fallen comet rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first scions I later realized. A defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. I can but assume the Ashens planted the idea in Valthr's head. They were his creations after all. And with their graves in Ilmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Valthr again, god son of a... Who am I to speak? You may think when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can never be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ashens were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the drift in due time, and so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Celia, and as her take residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin, virtue hunters. That way, when the enemies the Ashens feared more than any other came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join to the hunters' quests, and together unmake Valthr's simulacra and lay their souls to rest once more. And so you did, Celessa. The virtues are no more. But the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours, and there are no more secrets to share. And so I now ask you to grant me with which... I ask you now to grant me that which Ardbert could not. Death. No! Don't do this! Don't you spare me like he did! How can you stand there and say I deserve to live? Knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought. The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there's no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper. Twould be for my own benefit, aye. That I cannot deny. And if I'm to indulge that in one final act of selfishness, you'll make me do it to myself, won't you? Make me confront the cowardice of it, the ugly truth that I'd rather run away than try to seek atonement. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrade's legacy, and helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them the true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glenard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. Maybe you and I as well. Oh good, I did not want to have to kill her. Alright. I don't play Red Mage as much, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the XP on the Red Mage. And after this, I think I'll go ahead and stop actually for the night, because it is midnight. Go turn this in. Just gonna manually run it this time, I think. Man, that's... the hell of a thing, man. Hey, Giot. I tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. And fighting? Any one of Captain Linus' recruits would probably put me flat on my back. Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to swear the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words in the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Celessa. May your deeds ever be so remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve. I think I finished Eden, actually, finally. Why did that happen? There we go. Oh, well. Yeah, we did them all, a couple months ago, I think. So yeah, no, we did those, so hooray. Safekeeping. It's another quest? You're not going to sleep yet, hold on. Yeah, I think that was the one, yeah, so... Silas seems surprised, though not displeased, to see you. If it isn't Celessa, loading around the stairs was like any old day. And here I was worried that you'd go back to your world for good, and I was too late. It's just that I've been thinking about the crystals belonging to the Warriors of Light. I hear they ended up with you after you last defeated the Virtues. I assume you have Ardberts as well? I have so many things right now. Indeed, that does seem appropriate. His bond with Seto is deep and enduring. As for the others, I'd hope you might be persuaded to leave them in my care. It was only right that they, like Ardbert, should accompany you on your journey to set this world back on its proper course. Yet now you now have a home you must return to, while the first is theirs. After all they did to keep it safe, they deserve to be here to see what its future holds. Be here to see what its future holds. Oh, don't make that face. I know it's a big decision, but it needn't fall entirely out to you. There are others here who care for the warriors like as much as you do, aren't there? Oh, nice. Alright, let me go ahead and be normal me. Okay, we're gonna talk to Giot first, I guess, and then we're gonna talk to them in order then. Nice. Ah. Now that's some damn fine ale. How many shall I order for you? I know you ain't much of a drinker, so 6? 7? What? You want help deciding the fate of Lamet's Crystal? And the others too? Does this place have any bigger tankards? Well, if you insist. Lurik owes me drinks. Plural. So I'll make sure he joins us. Maybe find Granson while I'm at it. You go on with Sarah Container. Order around while I'm out. What, you hear? Jen seems excited. Should I be concerned? Good to see you, Celessa. What did you say that has Giot so worked up? The crystals, eh? That does sound like a conversation worth getting everyone together for. Did Lou really promise to pay for Giot's drinks? That's a disaster in the making. Not just hers, round for the lot of us. It might be that the lad yet has a few things to learn about the coin and the scarcity thereof. Still, I'll not turn down his generosity. Go and tell the barkeep we'll be needing food and ale for the table. Fine, but please try to exercise some restraint. I'll not carry you back to the room again. Here we are. How much of a head start did you get? Should I ask them to bring out the cask? I reckon we should hear Celessa out first. So, you're telling me that the barmaid was one of Nilbert's companions? Not to mention the Shadowkeeper? And from a different world? That's laying it on a bit thick. It certainly raises questions. Quite. Such as how she retains her youthful visage. Not that. I had my suspicions about her. The other night I was at the counter quaffing my ale, having a grand time. The next I realized, I'm outside without a guild to my name. And it ain't the first time. It could only be the power of the Shadowkeeper. Look, you little drunken dwarf girl. And not that you drink enough to fill a small army. If Celessa says it's true, I'm inclined to believe it. Which leads us to the matter of entrusting the crystals to her. She's right that this is Brandon's home. The others too. And it's home to both their most important memories. Not all of them good, maybe, but everyone they love just laid to rest here. I agree. Nilbert belongs here. Arbert's crystals with Seto in this world. Lovett would want to be near. Brenda Ray as well, I think. She'd want to be with her friends, in the place that she loved. It seems we all agree. A toast, then, to the Warriors of Light. To the Warriors of Light. Drink up. I'm paying, and as bounty hunters, I expect you all to take proper advantage of that. I hate to disappoint, but I'm not much for alcohol. This juice looks nice, though. No, 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 wait. Ah, that's not... The camera work was really good there, yeah. His eyes are open, but he's out cold. That's great. How did you manage this? Twice the miss in half the time as normal patrons, I swear. I overheard your conversation, by the way. Do you agree with your friends? Yeah, gee, it's like losers. These crystals are yours, Storykeeper. Their legacies are safe with me. You have my word. Thank you. I can feel them. Their memories. Why? Why, damn it? You're all just like Ardbird. I betrayed you. I manipulated you. And still... You thought of me as a comrade. A friend. Until the very end. How amazingly Final Fantasy. Jesus. My head. I did warn you. A week's worth of earnings. How is this possible? Okay, Grandson, now you're leaning against the wall. This is why I don't drink. Phew. I can't remember the last time I was so drunk. Or any of the other times neither, but that ain't important. A successful sousing calls for a celebratory ale. Oh god, kid. Alright. We finally managed to clean up a new lot. For the most part. Perhaps next time we should sit down a tarpaulin. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you for... Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you for entrusting these to me. And as long as I live, I will never stop sharing the true tale of the Warriors of Light. My friends. Wait, Another quest? The Hero's Journey. Salia's not finished with you yet. Good grief. Well, this one has no XP, so I can do this. Seeing a lot of you together like that, it reminds me of the old days. Ardbert and the rest, drinking and bickering and laughing. Drove each other half mad at times, but there was never any question of who'd be there when times got tough. Can't help but wonder, can I? If I had companions like that back home, could it have been saved? I'm not the only one who tried, though. Though each of us stood alone. There was Unukai. Yes. He, too, was one would-be savior of the 13th, and was spared his fated demise by Ashen devices. We spoke once, after the destruction of our world. If the others could be saved, we thought, we had parts to play. What's he up to now that Elbis is gone, though? I have no idea. Has he found himself a new role as I have? Or does he feel as adrift as we were back then? If you encounter him in the Source, I ask that you help him find a way forward, just as you helped us all here. Obviously the boy can't take order in a tavern, but there must be some means to start towards a new goal. I did actually do all those quests too, so I'm pretty sure I did all those raids at this point. Alright. So I'll do this and then we'll be done. That's very shiny. Yep. I haven't finished them all in extreme, but I've done them all in normal, so. Hey, Tataru. That's right, he was in the solar. Hey, kid. Well met, Celessa. What brings you here today? Uriandra did appraise me of your trials in the first, and of what became of Elidibus at long last. But I was not aware that you were working with Silva. I consider her a comrade of sorts, though our time together was short. Looking upon the twisted remains of the world you tried to save creates a bond that few can understand. At the time, we spoke of what we could hope to achieve with a newfound immortality, and of our regrets. Though I then believed what had happened to be the natural result of my age and experience, I now think this was merely the least painful explanation I could offer myself. Silva is right. We ought to have sought each other out before it was too late. I would not make the same mistake again. With the warring triad gone, I am indeed in need of a new purpose. But to seek it alone is folly. I should like to speak with Silva, assuming such a thing is possible. As I mentioned, she understands how I feel more than any other. There may be a way. Of course, all I require is your soul. Should have chosen that one. You speak of the spirit vessel, correct? The means by which the science would return to the source. If I understand the principles at work correctly, then it was a near miracle that you succeeded in bringing them back without killing them. If Elidibus is to be believed, however, my current state makes me something of an exception to. If Elidibus is to be believed, however, my current state makes me something of an exception. Makes me something of an exception in matters of life and death. In which case, there is not to be lost from making the attempt. Please, say you'll help. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I should be choosing the funny ones, I'm sorry. Graha? No, Oriandra, okay. Pray forgive the delay. Thou just seek my counsel. Aye, the gift granted young Unakalhai by Hadolin and the Ashes may prove a boon in aiding the transition. However, I know not to what extent, nor what might befall thy spirit should be lost betwixt worlds. Nevertheless, I know this is my path forward. Please, Urianger. Very well. If thou believest that thou shalt find new purpose in the first, I will do all my power to see thee safely there. We shall be but a few moments. Mayhap a worthy tongue might keep thee occupied whilst I perform the necessary magics? Go read a book. Decent spot. "'Tis done. Pray guard his vessel well." So I shouldn't go slam dunking it. Unakalhai is as I and the other signs were on the first, a soul with form, yet no true body. Thus 'twas a simple matter to transfer him to the vessel using the self-same process as before. To withdraw the essence once across the rift ought to prove similarly straightforward. However, I fear that such an existence cannot sustain itself indefinitely. Look to the Ashen's example. Their persistent use of flesh and blood vessels surely hath cause. Be a danger akin to that which would have befallen us had we not returned to the source, I know not. But the time may come when the boy requireth a fully corporeal form. Should this come to pass, I trust that thou shalt come to his aid. For the moment, however, thou needst only convey the spirit vessel to Bek Lug. Farewell, both of thee. Thanks, Urianger. You know, I forgot the current mug tome event's even going. I don't even know it's available as a option. As like prizes, rather, I should say. Are you up? You're up. Alright. Hey guys. Back again, are you? I'm flattered that you've grown so fond of Norvant. Or I would be. But you have that expression you'll always wear when you're about to ask me for something. Best not tell anyone else about this, lest you suddenly find yourself everyone's first choice in interworld ferry services. Ha 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 ha, nice. You did what? After all the perils your friends faced, and the labors we undertook to return them to your world, you brought another soul across the rift? Have you no common sense? Nope. It's fine. Fine. Just work your magics. Whatever. There had better be a... I should have a different way. There had better be a very compelling reason for all this. Well, removing spirit from vessel will be easy enough, I suppose. However, it requires a few moments without you breathing down my neck. Also, your friend is unlikely to materialize with clothes on. so I doubt they'll want an audience. You should wait here. Perhaps take the opportunity for some self-reflection? Oh, very well. At least I tried. We'll find you at the warning stairs directly then. Whee! Thud. Alright, man. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. Five fates and triple triad. Huh. Alright. You want me to speak with someone? Very well. You've done the same at my request often enough. How long are we meant to wait? How long are we meant to wait for this friend of yours? I do have work to do, you know. Ah, here you are. Pardon the delay. It took some time to acquire robes of an appropriate size. Is this them? Silva. What? Urukai? Indeed, it is I. Trust me, I can hardly believe I'm here myself. I should think so. When I sent Eliza to ask after you, it never occurred to me that you might be able to cross the rift without asking aid. My choices and my reasons are my own now. If I am to have faith in them, in myself, I cannot hide who I am. Good. Speaking of which, Urukai was kind enough to fill me in, unlike some, and I was interested to hear of an erstwhile hero of the 13th throw libations at the Wandering Stairs. But that this hero should be you surpasses the scope of even my possible imaginings. Was that you at Gruen's Light so long ago? Not so long to me, or you mayhap. Though I thought I might at last put those days behind me. Perhaps this is for the best. They're not all bad memories. They never are. I should very much like to hear your story, should you be willing to share it. Our world, like this one, had its share of would-be heroes, myself and Urukai among them. Unlike your warriors of light, however, each was unaware of, or unconcerned with, our fellows. But the fight alone is to fall alone, and the insidious ether of the Auracite used to seal primals corrupted once noble. And the insidious ether of the Auracite used to seal primals corrupted once noble souls and turned them, one by one, to darkness. Even those who resisted this fate cannot escape its consequences. No surprise, perhaps, as we continued to struggle in solitude. We were spared by Ashin machinations, but only as our world met its death. What if that death could be undone? I was told that much of the first was consumed by light, as our home was by darkness, yet balance and life are being restored to even that scarred land they called the empty. If such a thing is possible, then why not the reverse? Could we not bring light back to the 13th? Even the Ashins consider the 13th lost. Thus it was excluded from the rejoining. But what say you? You have a way of making miracles happen. Anything is possible. That doesn't sound like an empty platitude coming from you. It was the same with Ardbert. Begging the interruption, but might I suggest a closer examination of conditions on the 13th before we form any conclusions? We could use the crystal tower to open a void gate, couldn't we? Please? Have you lost your head? The crystal tower is not a toy, is not a toy, and you are not to use it to unleash great and terrible voices upon this world. According to the records, there was a group who worked out how to open small void gates, through which to summon minor fell beasts and the like. Magic of that nature should work, but I'm unsure if any with the knowledge of the original technique still yet live. How fortunate. Let's inquire with this Teener immediately. Yes, you do that. In the meantime, I'll ready a means for appearing into the depths of the void without endangering ourselves. Use these to contact me when you're prepared to open the gate. Wow, this is like... We shall. At the very first opportunity, I promise. Good grief. What a fascinating place to spend one's days. I should love to hear more about the patrons that have passed through. He really hasn't aged a day. Not that should surprise me of all people, but... It's always a pleasure, Celesta. Aye, but who's your friend? I don't believe we've met. We have not, and I'm not from this world. The situation is rather complicated, but I hope you might be willing to assist me. Black box. It is true that we had the means to open such portals. We call them hollows. It was through one of these I was drawn into the rift. So it is possible. Not with my power alone. I understand the greatness of your need, and were Nailbert still at my side, I should be glad to make the attempt. But the technique required the combined force of our energies in resonance. If one person's magics are insufficient, perhaps I could assist. From what I can sense, our aether reserves are roughly equivalent, and our physical similarities suggest our energies are not incompatible. I fear you underestimate the difficulty of this task. Nalbert and I were born for this, and even so, it took us years before our efforts were perfectly in step. I realize it's a lot to ask considering what we've just met, but could we not at least attempt it? Yours is the only such magic I've ever heard of, and if we might actually be able to save my home... May I interject? You will recall that the crystals in my possession preserve the memories of the former Warriors of Light, including Nalbert's, in aetheral form. And Unokalkai here has a particular talent for interpreting the minds and motives of aetheral beings, the primals. If I could apply the same principles to interpret Nalbert's crystal, an experiment worth trying at the very least, I'll fetch it. Well, this has gone a bit further than I thought it was going to be. Speak to me, Nalbert. Do his memories of training with Tina remain? They do, and such strong sentiment with them. Tainer, you should know that Nalbert desired nothing so much as to rescue you, his dearest friend. He held so fiercely to his memories of the technique that you mastered together because he hoped they might be your salvation. Oh, Nalbert. I won't let them go to waste. I will do what I can to see the 13th restored. Thank you. I won't pretend to understand half of what's going on here. Just keep them from running headlong into anything too dangerous, will you? Nothing to worry about so long as you're around, I'm sure. Wicked White, I nearly forgot. I have half a dozen orders to fill. You know where to find when you made progress with the gate. Alright, I'm going to come back to this later because it's 12:30 and it's kind of late. And I want to... This is starting to sidetrack me from the main story quest stuff. So I'll come back to this maybe in a week or two. But for now, thank you all for watching tonight. Hope you had a good time. Once again, unfortunately, I had to adjust the PC goal to 1100 because, like a brilliant person, I forgot that computers require operating systems, and I will have to buy a new operating system key to install Windows on my new machine. So the donation drive is going to go for 9 more days. If you want to donate something and you want me to do something in return, which of course is perfectly fair, you can see the donation drive stuff down here. Or if you have other ideas, feel free to suggest them to me. The tip button's also down there. So, in any case, once again, thank you for watching tonight. Hope you had a good time. I'll be back Sunday with something. Hollow Knight was causing issues with my Switch, so I had to delete it, so I might have to reinstall it, and if I have to start it all from zero again, I'm not playing it again. No offense. Any case, I really appreciate everyone watching as always. Hope you had a good time, and I will talk to you next time. Good night, everyone. I should figure out key binding for all this stuff. Thank you for watching the stream. Good night, folks.